Rain day, rain day, rain day. So it's a rain day in Los Angeles. Woke up to lots of rain, and it looks like there's going to be more. Nothing wrong with that. Rain is awesome, but we got to put our boots on and get this video out of the way so we can get some busy work in with the dogs in the rain. I'm not. This is not what today's video is about, but just side note: if your dog hasn't been out in the rain or the inclement weather, the snow, the rain, whatever, high winds, take your dog outside in those moments. Especially if you got a young pup, get them out into those elements so that they can learn that it's totally okay. Take them out there and be confident, be comfortable. Wear like a poncho so you're not afraid of the rain. Just like move out into the rain, do some walks. Show the dog like the rain doesn't mean anything. It's just water from the sky. But that's not the rant for today. Today I want to talk about sticking to the program, right? And I'm sorry, I know I'm getting my Mr. Rogers on. I'm putting on my shoes as I talk to you guys. Today's about sticking to the program, right? I wanted to talk about another very common mistake that owners make, which is abandoning the training regimen or the training program or just whatever playbook is laid out in front of you by your trainer. So let's, I see this scenario a lot. Well, that's not true. I've seen it in the past a lot, and it's something that I avoid now like the plague. But you get people that are hiring professionals to train their dog. And I don't know if they're necessarily unrealistic, but I know someone specifically who has a very high or very low tolerance for people being unrealistic. They're great, by the way. One of my favorite people. You know who you are if you're seeing this. But yeah, oftentimes in dog training in the professional world, you'll get these very unrealistic clients. But more than that, even the ones that are super realistic and I'm going to do this for my dog, I'm 100% dedicated, they say that, but then they go off script, right? Here's a scenario. You give your dog to a professional, right? You have them board and train the dog for 60 days. Let's say maybe even longer. Maybe it's a puppy. Maybe you send the dog off for 90 days. Side note, if you're getting your puppy boarded and trained, anything around like the 8 to 12 week mark and someone tells you they could do it in 2 weeks or 4 weeks, think about it. You might be getting lied to. You might be getting taken for a ride. Takes a lot longer than that. But let's say you get a dog and you have them board and train for 60 days, right? And you go through all this stuff. Oh, the dog was biting at my husband, or the dog was biting at the other dog, or the dog was not listening to commands, or whatever. Send them off to get them boarded and trained for 60 days. And then the dog gets trained. The dog is doing awesome. The dog is kicking ass at everything. And then the dog comes back, and the owner thinks, oh, I don't got to put on this e-collar. I don't have to worry about the crate training. I'll abandon the raw diet. I'll abandon everything that the dog has learned, right? Everything that's been part of the structure that the dog has learned around him or her. Let's just remove all of that. Let's change all of that. Because fuck the trainer. Fuck the training. I know what's best for my dog. I hear it all the time. I don't want my dog to, private lessons. I don't want my puppy to be dragging the leash around. I'll just put the leash on when it's time to correct them. I don't want to have to put on the e-collar all the time. I don't want to have to shock my dog. Side note, the e-collar is not a shock collar, and we'll do a video on that tomorrow. But if the trainer lays out a clear to-do list or a clear plan for the dog, it's because they're a professional and they've seen how this dog operates. They know the temperament. They know the intricacies of stuff. And if there are certain areas that you want to avoid the dog getting success in, then that's what you need to do. But if you pay a professional to crate train your dog and you don't use the crate, and then you wonder why your dog's having accidents in the house, that's your fault. Or they have separation anxiety, that's your fault. You're a fucking idiot and you're going against the plan. Stick to the plan. I don't go to the doctor and when they tell me to take these antibiotics, I say, fuck that. We hire professionals so that they can do the job that we know we're not as equipped to do. And if a professional tells you, this is the plan that I've laid out for your dog, you listen to them. You stick to it. By sticking to it, you can ensure that you're doing the best for your dog. And you wouldn't have hired a professional if you had figured it all out yourself beforehand, right? So when it comes to owners who hire professionals, the first mistake is they hire grifters who are like food-based, purely positive trainers who lie to you to get your money. They try to pump out dogs quick, get them in and out. That's why they use treats. Second bad thing is if you get them to a competent trainer, the second mistake is you don't listen to the trainer. Let's get one thing straight. I'm going to get all up close. You don't know better than the trainer. That's why you hired the trainer. If you knew better, you wouldn't have hired him. Okay? So if you get a dog and you have a training plan laid out, I need Fluffy in her kennel for the first week for 2 hours a day, morning, afternoon, and night. I need you to put Fluffy in the crate so she knows that the crate is a good place in your house. Backsliding happens when dogs end up in their house again, right? There's excitement. They know they can push some rules and they're going to try to. That's why we stick to a regimented plan that the dog has been on for extended periods of time. But let me make one thing clear. If you don't put on the collar or you don't put on the leash and use the leash to correct the dog or train the dog, if you let the dog have too much freedom too quick, if you abandon the crate, if you stop putting on the e-collar, if you don't work with your dog, your dog's gonna backslide and it's gonna be no one's fault but your own. Okay? This magical idea that you can just pay a trainer and your dog's just gonna come back speaking English and making you cocktails, like, that's not what it is. Okay? Dogs work instinctually. And then you send them off to training to get obedience commands conditioned in so that you can use those commands to override an instinct in a moment of importance. And I know everyone wants the dog to have tons of freedom and be like another member of the family, and they can be, but you need to understand that they're a dog. Okay? The best thing you can do for your dog is get them training. Whether that's you or someone else, it's the best thing you can do for your dog. But if you don't send a consistent message, then you're not a good leader for your dog, and that's not great. The best thing you can do is send consistent messaging to the dog. And when you send them off to a trainer for a long board and train, they're going to come back with that messaging conditioned in. It's up to you as the owner to continue to send that message consistently. The trainer does the hard work. Your job now is to maintain it. You got to maintain it. And I think that's the thing. Same way you don't work out for a beach body 2 weeks before summer starts, right? You don't get said beach body and then just pack it on with cakes and candy and fat and all this shit. Like, you got to stay on track, and that's what I'm saying. Stay on track. We hire professionals to tell us you need to, diet's good. You need to eat this and work out like this and do this and then rest like this. It's the same thing. If you hire a professional to lay out a plan for you based on your dog's needs, then you need to listen to the professional that you paid, and you need to stick to the program. Stick to the training program. It shouldn't be that hard. Stick to the program. Should the dog be in the crate? Put him in the fucking crate. Should the dog be on the bed? No. Don't let him on the fucking bed. I don't care if they've been back for 2 weeks and they looked real sad and just for a minute. No. Listen to the people you pay your money to, okay? Don't listen to yes men. Don't listen to people on the internet who want to make you feel bad for not letting your dog cuddle in your bed. Like, listen to the professional. If a professional lays out a plan for you and your dog, stick to it. It's that simple. Stick to the plan.